I'm going to show you a few of the highlights of my visit to Rome, starting in the courtyard of the Vatican Museums. This large gold sphere is. Now, I'll tell you a lot about some of the pieces, but some of them I won't say much about. Simply enjoy the visuals, or you can look them up later. These peacocks once guarded the tomb of an emperor. The acorn is an ancient symbol. This is part of the loot that the Roman Catholic Church gathered from around the world. That was stolen from Egypt originally by the Romans, but now is property of the Roman Catholic Church. This courtyard is made to resemble the inside of a villa, and in the corners of the villa, or rather in the center of the villa, is what we call a weeping fountain, intended to cool the area through the hot Roman summers. This is the Apollo, a statue that is famous from antiquity. It is a Greek copy from an even earlier Greek copy. It says that Michelangelo used the face to inspire his David. This is the Laocoon, the priest of Troy who was punished by serpents for warning against the Trojan horse. A lot of sculpture is in the Vatican Museum, including this one guarding the entrance to the another part of the sculpture exhibit. Inside, you'll find the Belvedere Torso. This torso also is said to have inspired Michelangelo, who refused to let them repair it when it was found. He said, "It is perfect as it is." A lot of the statues have a fig leaf covering the genitals. Many of those aren't original. They were added during the Christian era, hundreds of years after Rome. The ancient Romans and Greeks didn't have a problem with nudity, but the Christians did, so they covered up a lot of the statues. This mosaic is from the floor of a Roman building. Thousands upon thousands of tiny pieces of stone come together to make the design. The golden basin, or the basin, in the center of it is from a rock which was only used by emperors and patricians. It was that valuable and restricted from common people's use. In the next section, we see more from the Roman world. In this case, we have a ceiling which is decorated so as to appear that it is full of sculptures. And the sculptures, of course, draw from classical mythology, even though it's not from the classical period. This is the height of what we call relief painting, the play of light, so that it looks like these are three-dimensional figures when actually they are quite flat. In the next gallery, however, they really did go three-dimensional, and the high relief figures stand out. There's gold leaf, there's painting, there's vibrant colors in this long gallery that leads towards the Sistine Chapel. Now, video recording is prohibited inside the Sistine Chapel, as is speaking, and so there's no video there, but pictures of the Sistine Chapel are available online. The next thing we did was we took a look at St. Peter's dome from the outside. So in just a second, you'll see St. Peter's above trees, and our guide told us that that's the way perhaps St. Peter's was through much of its history, because it was outside Rome. And here it is. That's the dome of St. Peter's. One of the last things Michelangelo did was do that dome. Here is Bernini's Square. It's a set of columns, Doric, I believe, topped by figures that represent saints and prominent figures from mythology and from the Christian world. And they surround this giant open space in front of St. Peter's. The Vatican, St. Peter's in particular, but the Vatican is guarded by the Swiss Guard in their colorful costumes. These bronze doors, dating from the Renaissance again, lead to the interior of St. Peter's. The next section shows what was happening in the interior of St. Peter's when I was there, and you can actually hear the priest giving his homily. The art of St. Peter's is phenomenal itself. This looks like a painting, but it's actually a mosaic. Once again, thousands of tiny colored stones coming together. The greatest work, however, perhaps of St. Peter's is the Pieta, Michelangelo's masterpiece showing Mary and Jesus in this intimate yet touching pose, with the broken body of the Christ lying on the lap of his youthful but sorrowing mother. Heading outside St. Peter's, I came to the Palantine. It is the site of the original Roman settlement and later became the Roman center of government. There were many, many buildings. In fact, it was entirely paved and surrounded by pillars. Only a fraction of these monumental structures remain, but they give us a glimpse into the power and literally the majesty of Roman construction. This was a temporary Senate building out front of which Julius Caesar was assassinated. So it's the site of one of the most famous assassinations in history. This is a arch, a column, the tallest column that was made in Rome. Now it's topped by a Christian symbol, however. Once again, on the edge of the Palantine is the Flavian Amphitheater, it's also commonly called the Coliseum, and a triumphant arch. This one shows, among other things, the taking of Jerusalem and the capturing of the menorah. The Romans were proud of this and recorded it forever in the inside of this arch so that they could, gloat over the victory. This is some of the outside of the Flavian Amphitheater. It was multi-storied. It had many, many entrances, over 80 entrances that led directly up to raked seatings. Now, none of the original flooring is left, but we can get a sense of some of the decoration. This horse was actually a recent find on the grounds just outside the Coliseum, and there's so much more to be found there. It's an archaeological treasure trove, quite literally. So this is the interior. Those pits below the surface would have been covered over with a wooden floor, and this guide is showing how the Romans lounged around while watching a day-long series of events. And finally, the Victor Emmanuel Monument. Victor Emmanuel was the first king of Italy after Italy reunified, I think it was the 1860s, and he has an impressive monument in the center of the Rome, the back of which is to the Roman Forum, and so recaptures some of the glory of Rome. This is the largest existing Roman structure. It is the Pantheon, originally a temple to all the gods, later on turned into a Christian church, but the original Roman architecture is still standing. It is a perfect circle on top of a cylinder. So the roof of the Pantheon that I'm looking at now is a perfect half sphere resting on top of a cylinder. This has been Highlights of Rome. Thanks for watching. Next up will be some scenes from the lost city of Pompeii, including, yes, the naughty bits.